Just being recorded. And now let me check on the screen share. All right, so I've just made you host altogether.
Awesome.
All right, so you're on. All right, giving it a few moments as it comes up, but I know we're already being recorded. Good morning, everyone. This is Lotta Hawkins. I am the moderator for our group, the Minority Women Freight Brokers, Dispatchers, and Power Load Only. And today we have two representatives of RTS, a factoring and fuel card company. They're going to explain a little bit more about their service, their product, and why you need to know more about it. So I'm going to hand everything over here to Lauren. And Lauren, the floor is yours.
Hi guys, my name is Lauren Flonis. I've been with RTS for about 14 years, and I have Zach Ball. He's on our financial side. Zach, you want to say hi?
Hi guys, my name is Zach, like she said, and I'll be able to answer any factoring questions you have.
Perfect. Well, today we're kind of going to just give you a brief overview of the services that we offer, the fuel cards, the factoring, the freight, and then we'll kind of go over our app, how it relates to the fuel product that we have, where you can search and find the best deals, our RTS credit product that we have available. We rate freight brokers and shippers on how fast they pay carriers. I think that would all be of importance to you guys. And then talk about our factoring services as well. So just to kind of get started, let me share this flyer here. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So this is just our, I just put up here our family brand here. This is primarily.
We'll help you with that as well. Looks like she fixed everything, so I'm going to kick it back to Lauren, and then we'll go more detail on the factoring side.
Perfect. So I know he kind of gave you a little brief overview of factoring. You know, we started out as the freight brokerage, like I said. We moved to factoring and then fuel. We also offer fuel discounts. We have fuel discounts at the majors, the pilots, the Flying J's, and then also at the smaller stations as well. So 1,100 other regional smaller stations where it's a little bit lower cash price, you can get some pretty significant savings. We have any option for the fuel card, you know, if you don't want your credit pulled, if you want to fund it on your own, or if you want to do a credit check, we have all those options to have it available. But this is just kind of a brief overview. We also have an agent program. You know, if you're looking to bring business onto RTS, we can, I put my information down in the lower left, and we'd love to help you out, or you can reach out to Lotta directly, and she'll provide you with our contact information also. So let me share a new screen here. The next thing I was going to go over was just our app, and this is kind of our desktop version. Can you guys see this? This is the RTS. Well, let me get you back on fuel. It's the RTS Pro. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So this is our RTS Pro app. It's kind of a one-stop shop for everything. So if you guys are, it kind of depends on which services you sign up for, which you'll be able to see. So if you are a carrier for our brokerage, Ryan Transportation, we actually post our freight on our private load board on our RTS Pro app, where you can see it before it hits like the major load boards. We always try to, you know, get it to our customers first. The fuel portion of it, that's where you can kind of see all of your discount locations. This is really handy because you can give it to your drivers. You'll have administrative access and everything as a fleet owner to go in there and kind of pick and choose what you want your drivers to see, as far as the fuel discount locations and everything. Factoring, as Zach mentioned, you can go here, you can upload all of your invoices, and we can, you know, manage everything regarding your company, all your accounts receivable and everything. And then we also have our credit product. RTS credit is where, you know, you go to check on the freight brokers, shippers, see how quickly they pay. So I was just going to pull up an example here. We'll start with fuel. Here you can kind of search nearby. So if you're on your GPS or whatever, and you want to just see what's near you. We're out of Kansas City, but I know there's a ton of, let's do Chicago for fun. So I just type in Chicago, I can search, and then it'll bring up all the discount locations in the greater Chicago area. Kind of shows all you can sort it by the highest discount, the nearest distance, the lowest price. Let's look
I
at
think
lowest price.
it's a little delayed. All we see is just like I don't see where you typed it in or anything. All I
Oh,
see
you,
is like the map and the search bar.
okay, let me
Oh, there
see
it
here.
is. It
Is
just
that better?
updated. Hmm.
Okay, cool. So I typed in Chicago and you can kind of see the locations. You can zoom in and out, see all the locations that we have available. Over here, you can search by lowest price, nearest distance, highest discount. So that way you can go through and kind of see how you want what you want your drivers to do. You can also do a route search. So let's say you're going from, we'll do Kansas City to Dallas. So I can search here and I can see everything that's in route and all the locations that we have available for those fuel discounts. You can even choose over here, it's asking me specifically which route I want. And you can modify that as well. So this kind of gives you a good idea. You can, so let's sort by, we'll do lowest price because that's what matters here. So it looks like the Checkers truck stop here in Oklahoma City, if you were to roll up, if you were to pay cash price, you would pay $2.79 per gallon. On the RTS Fleet One fuel card program, you would get a 21-cent discount. You would pay $2.58 per gallon. So that's pretty significant savings. Our Plus network does vary because we've negotiated specific discounts with all of those stations. So it does kind of vary, usually averages around 18 to 20 cents off. So, but those are kind of just a brief overview of this. And then I wanted to kind of cover our credit product here, RTS credit. So we rate freight brokers on how fast they pay carriers and shippers as well. And you can go in here as a dispatcher. I know you guys are always trying to find loads. As a broker, you're wondering how you establish a credit rating with RTS. Well, it takes 3 or more experiences before you guys will have a rating with us. Obviously, it's based on days to pay. That's the most important. The quicker you pay, the better rating you have. It's a very simple letter grade system, A, B, C, D, F, N, and I. We typically say anything A, B, or C is industry average or better. You know, industry average being net 30, net 35. Now, keep in mind, we do include mailing time on this. So when you see the days to pay on this, this is going to include that mailing time, usually about 5 days out and 5 days back. So I pulled up one we probably all know, C.H. Robinson, you know, largest broker in North America. And you would actually search for it up here. I kind of saved a couple for us so you guys can see, but you can search up here by name, MC, or DOT. But you would search and then you can select the one that you want. And here is the basic report. You'll see all the billing information up top, when their authority was granted, their MC, their DOT, how many carriers we've had reporting. I think we've had 11,675 carriers reporting to this specific location. Keep in mind, C.H. Robinson has multiple billing locations. We always put and advise you to search on whatever's on your rate confirmation. And then obviously you can see the first time we worked with them, it was actually prior to that. That's just when we started recording the information and it was in our system. Last activity, it looks like the last time was yesterday that we received a payment from them. The last time their credit score changed was back in 2014. I assume that's when we acquired some sort of financials. Obviously, they're a publicly traded company. But here is the meat of the report right here. You can see the overall days to pay is 26 based on 2 million experiences. Within the last 90-day rolling average, it looks like they're averaging about 25 days. So they've actually increased how quickly they pay. And same with the last 60 days, it's stayed the same at 25. So that'll give you kind of just a good overview. Down here is all their information off the FMCSA, the licensing and insurance. And then we actually have a direct link to the information you can get from the government showing the active broker authority with the insurance or surety bond. So you can kind of go on there and check it out, the trust fund, whatever they may have. So I pulled up a couple other examples. You know, like I said, there's quite a few letter grade. We also color coded it for you. Let's look at this one, this ProTrans International. This one is kind of trending toward an F rated company with us. Again, this is all based off of invoices that we process through our factoring company. So that's where we're getting this information. We bill out the invoices. We receive the payments on behalf of the carriers when we factor for them. So that's kind of where this information is collected. So it's all firsthand payment experiences. We don't report to any other credit agencies, and they also do not give us information. So again, up here is all the billing information when we first worked with them, the last time we received a payment. And then down here is the total average days to pay is 46. And again, includes mailing time. However, they're trending down. You can see their 90-day rolling averages of 57-day pay, and now they're at 66. So pretty soon I anticipate, just based on their slow pay, you know, this is not someone we would recommend working with just because of that. You know, the next step you'll see here probably is somewhere where their authority might go inactive because people will start filing on their bond. Or trust fund. So this is kind of, you know, obviously just a good example of somebody that's trending. And then I can pull up, you know, the difference between the F and the I. We don't necessarily recommend working with these companies. Obviously, it's your business. You can pick and choose who you want to do business with. I know I want to work with people that are going to pay me. So that's what we encourage. That's why we encourage the A, B, and C ratings. And then down here, you can kind of see this example with the F rating. You know, it's trending down again, went from 53 days, and their most recent payments are averaging around 76 days. So, you know, that's kind of one of those that you might want to keep away. We do update this information real time. So when we get payments, we process them, and then you'll be able to see it on our website. The I rating, that means ineligible to factor. There could be many reasons why they're I rated. The typical reason why they're I rating is because they're days to pay. However, there are some brokers out there that maybe won't work with a factoring company. And so we rate those I as well because, again, it's ineligible to factor. So, but that's just a brief overview of kind of one of our many services that we offer. I think this one, you know, obviously saves the most time and money for everybody. Our fuel has a great savings for you on diesel because it definitely gets expensive. Our discounts are only off diesel. We don't get any discounts on gasoline or anything like that. But I know Zach kind of mentioned some stuff about factoring. What Zach did you want to kind of elaborate about our factoring services?
If I could
Yeah, I
ask
would love
real quick,
to.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Lauren, because
no,
I
go ahead.
didn't know if you're going to circle back around. You mentioned about how new brokers can get added to your list.
So new brokers, yeah. So if you're a broker just kind of starting out and you want to establish a credit rating with RTS, the best thing you can do is reach out to us. There's an 800 number on our website. Feel free to reach out to us. You know, we love hearing from brokers. We hear the good, we hear the bad, but we hear the new too. And it does take 3 or more credit ratings or experiences. So you have to pay RTS financial customers a minimum of 3 times before you'll rate out. Otherwise, you'll be what we call an N rating, and new just means new or no experience. So 3 payments will get you rated out, and then the rating is going to be based off of, you know, your days to pay. So as long as you guys are you know, paying your bills in a timely manner, again, we recommend the A, B, and C rated companies. That's what carriers want to work with, and also what, you know, we're willing to factor for the majority of our customers because they are, you know, the smaller fleets that can't take on as much risk or wait as long to get paid. So essentially, you know, that's kind of how you get your credit established. References, we're always willing to take any references. We have a credit department. They always pick up the phone, or if you leave a message, they'll always return your call, good or bad, even if you're, you know, hey, why am I a D rating? You know, we always are upfront and honest about our information. We can send you a list of all the carriers that you've worked with on our factoring side and say, okay, here's why, you know, we received this payment at this day, and we'll be willing to work with you. If it's a carrier service issue or something like that, which obviously we know does happen, we can exclude that from your scoring, and we'd be happy to work with you. So
Thank you.
no problem.
So yes, on the factoring side, there's a lot of companies out there, right? So the one thing that I would say that we do well is we keep it very simple. We don't have any additional fees. We don't have any, minimums, no maximums you have to get to. There really isn't anything that we charge besides the factoring percentage. So keep that in mind. We've been around for 25 years. I know factoring has some situations where it could be kind of gray, so we try to make it as simple as possible. All you do is you upload the bill of lading, the rate confirmation, and then, like I said, we just create the invoice for you. We do all the billing and collections. The portal is really simple. It's going to give you a breakdown of everything that we do. The moment you hit submit, you're going to get a confirmation email stating that we received it. Factoring kind of works really if you have any questions. So I don't know if there are questions, Lotta, or anything of that nature.
Not at the moment. I know questions from the past have been the differences between recourse and non-recourse. Are there certain industries or carrier types that do not fit a factoring model? And is factoring strictly credit-based?
Yeah, great question. Just to kind of answer that. So there's two programs. We do both. We do a 90-day recourse, but as Lauren showed with the credit rating, that's still pretty good because most people work on ABC that we fund with, and we get paid within 30 to 45 days. So then it gives you an allotted, 40 to 45 days additional to get the collecting history before the invoice gets recoursed. And you're going to be notified past day 60 on that situation. Most of the time, invoices don't get recoursed. I've been here a long time. I think, one invoice has been at recourse with me. The main reason behind any issues past 60 days is usually paperwork issues, such as like a bill of lading, or maybe they need the NOA to be in place and it wasn't. Certain things that are simple are what's the reason the invoice gets dated. But with COVID, I did sell a lot of non-recourse as well, just to give you a peace of mind. We do offer non-recourse here. The percentages go up a tiny bit, but that's just because we're giving you bankruptcy protection. But most brokers don't go bankrupt. If anything, they go from A, B, C, D, and they go slowly down, and you can see that trend. Not many people just all of a sudden leave as a broker.
Just to kind of elaborate a little bit on that, recourse versus non-recourse. Everybody wants non-recourse, right? That's what everybody wants because they think they're not going to take on any risk. Well, non-recourse, it doesn't mean that your factoring company is going to buy your bad debt. So I think that's important to also keep in mind. Non-recourse, essentially the factoring company is taking on the debt. The recourse, you're taking on the risk, the liability of the broker not paying. With our RTS credit product, we kind of eliminate that because we're telling you up front, hey, this broker has a history of paying their bills. It's all based on historical data. So the recourse actually ends up benefiting a whole bunch of our customers, and our customers choose that because it's actually ends up being a lower rate because to the carriers. And so I think that's something that's very misunderstood amongst carriers is they think, okay, I want non-recourse, I don't want to have to deal with it or whatever. You're still going to have to check and make sure you're doing, business, because the factoring company will still choose who they want to, purchase and not purchase. And it'll be in your agreement. I mean, Zach will go over it with you when you sign up, and give you those options. But yeah, the recourse, usually it's a lower rate, which means more money in your pocket. And you'll have our credit tool so that we know that you're not going to have to take on this risk. And if you do, then all that money that you've been saving up by having a lower rate, you'll be able to use. And also a difference is usually there's a reserve. So they take out a little bit portion of your invoice in case that invoice doesn't pay. But like Zach mentioned, when that invoice does pay, you'll get that money back. So that's kind of what the reserve is. So you don't have that with a non-recourse usually. So. Okay, and Lotta, you also mentioned industry type. That was the other thing that you had mentioned. So
Yes.
Zach, will you kind of talk about industry types and what we're willing to factor and not?
Yeah, so our backbone is the trucking industry. So it's flatbed, it's dry van, it's reefer. We do some box trucks, but it is tricky to find loads. So we have to find a dispatcher that would be able to help you with box trucks. But those are the main ones that we do are dry van, flatbed, reefer. power only as well. I think power only is a great way to start to kind of see which kind of trailer type you like. So power only is another option as well. We do non-trucking as well, but it has to fit certain qualifications. But most of the time, we do stick to what we do, which is trucking.
Do you offer auto haulers factoring?
We don't. Main reason behind that is the claims are pretty high. So it's just general freight. A lot of auto also is cash on delivery, so there's really no need for factoring, right? Because we get paid. You guys who do auto, which is awesome. I came from that kind of background before this, and it's a lot of cash on delivery, so there's really no need to do factoring for that.
Absolutely. And then credit based, Zach, can you touch a little bit like credit qualifications? Like you don't have to have a perfect credit score to factor. Maybe you can kind of elaborate a little bit on that.
Yeah, of course. So to be honest with you, there's a lot other factors besides credit for us. If you've been in the industry for a little bit and you have some background, or maybe you've already had a factoring company, the credit doesn't matter to us. We work with all types of credit. I mean, the trucking industry is awesome because I've had so many people with second chances that did something, tried, it didn't work, and then trucking was like their last chance to make a success. So credit to me is not a big issue. We work with everything. The highest we do is 3% too, so that gives us a window with the credit scores.
Lana, did you guys have any more
Thank you.
general questions or any from the chat?
Not any other ones right now. I think you guys did an excellent job in presenting that and kind of debunking a lot of the myths that might be out there. I'm pretty sure everyone's digesting this information. We've had about between 10 to 15 people follow us this entire time on the presentation. So I know there will be future questions, and I can definitely share that to you. So, in closing, I guess, um, excuse me, I got a cold. What would you say then would be the differentiators with RTS versus other companies? And I know you went over the main ones, but just like a reminding remark. And then lastly, can you have more than one factoring or fuel card company per carrier?
Well, and Zach, do you want to answer that? I'll let you answer first.
Yeah, of course. So the factoring part, you can only have one factoring company. There's multiple facets to why. Think of the biggest ones is all of your money or cash flow. You can't have more than one factoring company touching that in the basic terms. So you can only have one factoring company. But the story is a little different, obviously, for fuel cards, which Lauren can go over.
You can have multiple fuel cards. Just on our program, obviously, we kind of qualify you ahead of time. It kind of gives you a little benefit if you just have one for IFTA purposes and everything. You're not pulling reports from everywhere, but you're also able to not confuse your drivers if they have to carry multiple cards and use this card at this station and this card at this station. Like it gets really confusing for them as well. But I guess why RTS? What differentiates us from our competitors? We're here as a partner. I mean, it's your business. We have a huge respect for you and what you're doing. We appreciate everything that you guys are doing to keep America moving. And, we want you to succeed, and we want to do everything we can to succeed. I can't tell you how many stories we have where, carriers start with one truck and then they end up at 100 and they're like, we don't need factoring anymore. And they go get a bank loan. And then they come back and they're like, well, we miss the RTS credit. We miss, you being able to manage our collections and help us out with all these other things. So a factoring company is more than just giving you money for your invoices. I mean, you'll form a relationship with your account manager, with your salesperson, and same thing on fuel. I talk to all my clients. I bring them on. I also manage their books and help them out. I can't tell you how many recent reports I've had, hey, I need my, IFTA reporting. I'm in my accountant's office. Can you send it to me right now? And so, we do everything we can. We support the accounts. We provide the customer service. If you miss a payment or something like that, we're on hold with you trying to figure out what's going on the fuel card side. We really care about our customers. And I think that's one of the things that differentiates us. We're a family-owned company. Our owner cares about us. So that makes us care about, our owner or our companies as well, our customers. And we appreciate, again, everything that you guys are doing out there, and have a lot of respect for everything. So.
Absolutely. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. I didn't have any other questions. I just had the thank yous coming in from Facebook for taking your time doing this review and presentation. As she mentioned earlier, I have Lauren's direct connections, and she has Zach's direct connections. I have Zach's as well. I have your email. So I just don't bother you as much on cell phones. But if you have any other questions, just reach out to me. I'll make sure you get connected so you can get this information firsthand. I want to thank everyone again that stayed online and watched us. We'll be continuing these series and this informational Q and A's, for the rest of the time, just really as we see that people are actually responding and this is beneficial to the group. So with that being said, thank you. I'm going to let everyone get back to the rest of their day. I appreciate your time, both Lauren and Zach. I'll share the footage here with you if you wanted to share or whatever you guys want to do with the footage. And I'm going to end this part of the call right now with the recording. Just kind of stay live for a few more